folks, Jambareeqi here. Let's talk about Henry Selick. Henry Selick is an animation filmmaker who started his career making animated bumpers for MTV, and then went on to direct a variety of stop-motion features. His animation style is full of energetic personality and performed with a fluid precision. And in this episode, I'm going to review one of Selick's movies, Coraline. Coraline is a stop-motion fantasy horror film about a little girl called Coraline who has just moved to an apartment building called the Pink Palace. Her parents are too busy for her because they're working hard on a project together. There's another kid who lives nearby called YB, but he's kind of annoying. Fortunately, Coraline ends up finding a secret portal to a doppelganger universe, where everyone she knows has buttons for eyes and everything is perfectly designed for Coraline's comfort. However, things seem a bit too good to be true, and something doesn't seem right. Is there a downside to this wonderful alternate world? This is a rare kind of movie, a children's film that respects its young audiences enough to know that they have the capability and skills to read into movies, or at least develop such abilities. Coraline stands out from the crap churned out on Hollywood conveyor belts because it's dignified enough to know that kids deserve unique storytelling. To begin with, this movie has a wonderful pacing. It's not too slow, but it's not too fast either. The film takes its time building both the real world and the fantasy world, which is really important because the real world influences the fantasy world. The film gives us enough time in the real world to help us understand and appreciate how the fantasy world warps and exaggerates reality. Then there's the subtle symbolism. Coraline is a film laced with hidden messages and hints that foreshadow what's ahead. Little visual clues and suggestive lines are peppered throughout the movie, in discreet ways. Not only does this get new viewers excited and engaged, but it gives returning viewers a chance to notice little things that indicate what's later revealed. There's lots of layers to this movie that people can enjoy reading into as they create their own theories and understandings. And best of all, this movie isn't afraid to be as scary as hell. It's laced with creepy visuals and horrifying imagery. This may throw some people off considering that it's a kids movie, but horror has the power to teach children to be cautious, instinctive and prepared. For many centuries, dark tales have been used to inspire children to be wary of the dangers in our world. This film teaches kids not to be too naive or too trusting. Sometimes some things can be too good to be true. Of course, I can imagine this movie scaring some children. Not all. I don't think we should generalize all kids. Children are going to respond to films in their own unique ways. I think at the end of the day, it's up to parents themselves to work out whether their child will like this movie. Because, well, they know their children more than anyone else. Do your children really love family-friendly horror? Then go ahead and let them watch this film. But does your child really feel afraid very easily? Then I don't think that Coraline is going to be their cup of tea. Just give them a glass of water instead. What also adds to the horror is how some things go unexplained. Sure, under-explaining things can potentially ruin a movie, but Coraline finds the right balance for its exposition. It explains enough to help us follow and connect to the narrative, but a few things are left unanswered to create a sense of disturbing mystery, which also gives the audience a chance to make their own theories based on what they've seen. Sure, some people might feel unsatisfied after watching this movie because they want more questions answered, which I understand, but personally I loved this creative decision. It left behind an eerie feeling. I'm going to give 5 points to the content of this film. Coraline is very much like a real child. She can be whiny, demanding and ungrateful, but she's got some redeeming qualities to make her likable. She's curious, energetic, adventurous and actually very instinctive. She often uses situations to her advantage to solve problems or get around obstacles. The other parents may seem friendly and perfect, but there's something a bit askew about them. They clearly want Coraline to stay in the fantasy world, but why? The truth is bound to terrify you because it taps into common fears like being trapped, loss of loved ones, and body alteration. This film is aware of most people's anxieties and cleverly takes advantage of them. That is horror at its best. Coraline's actual parents, much like Coraline herself, feel very real. They're clearly going for a lot of stress while trying to get their catalogue finished, and raising a daughter at the same time is making it even harder. The film doesn't paint them as bad parents, instead it shows that they're very human and have responsibilities. This makes a great change from films that shame parent characters for working hard, because yes, it is important to give children love and attention, but work needs to be done in order to keep the family fed and sheltered. Kids can't always be the center of attention. Coraline has to learn this and be grateful for the parents she has. YB not only serves as another kid for Coraline to interact with, but he's also very entertaining thanks to his eccentric personality. In addition, we do later find out that he has a connection to what's happening. He's not in the film for the sake of it, he has many purposes. The cat, a feline that follows YB around, does play a big role in the film. He can actually travel to the alternate world, and while there, he has the ability to talk. What I like about him is how mysterious he is. We're sometimes unsure whether he's to be trusted. That's very exciting to me. The residents of the Pink Palace are a riot. Mr. Babinski, the eccentric Russian, is delightfully silly thanks to his wacky antics. Plus Spink and Forcible, the actresses living downstairs, are hilariously ridiculous and provide a lot of laughs. These characters give a lot of effective comic relief and charismatic personality to the film to help contrast against the darker elements. I'm going to give 5 points to the characters of this film. Henry Selick's fingerprints are all over this film. You can feel his direction oozing from every character's performance. His distinct creativity and energy fuels a wonderful animation style that's displayed throughout the whole movie. Each movement is staged with realistic precision, every facial expression is vivid and readable, but best of all, and most importantly, there's so much personality to the animation. Lots and lots of personality. Animation is more than just movement, and Henry Selick knows this. Every puppet is brought to life with colourful quirkiness, with their own distinct ways of expressing themselves. Time and care has been put into each puppet's acting to give them each a life of their own. I'm going to give 5 points to the animation of this film. Dakota Fanning voices Coraline. She sounds energetic and sprightly, but she knows not to go overboard. She gives her character a wonderful voice full of inquisitive wonder.
Hey Mom, where does this door go? I'm really busy. I think it's locked. Please! Will you stop pestering me if I do this for you? Fine.
Terry Hatcher and John Hodgman play both the real parents and the other parents. They do a fantastic job dueling their roles. They make their characters sound like separate entities, but don't forget that in a way, their characters are kind of the same.
Coraline, we've been through this before. Your dad cooks, I clean, and you stay out of the way.
I swear, I'll go food shopping as soon as we finish the catalog.
Try some of the chard. You need a vegetable.
It looks more like slime to me.
Well, it's slime or bedtime, Fusspot. Now what's it gonna be?
I think I should get to bed.
Of course, sweetheart. It's all made up.
But
Come along, sleepyhead.
Robert Bailey Jr. voices YB. He sounds very bouncy and quirky, which is perfect for his character's strange personality.
Dang! Check out Slugzilla!
you're just like them.
Huh?
I meant my parents. They don't listen to me either.
Uh-huh. You mind? Mm.
Ew.
Keith David voices the cat. He uses his distinct, deep, gravelly voice to add a mysterious enigma to the character. He sounds both friendly and a little unnerving at the same time.
You must be the other cat.
No, I'm not the other anything. I'm me.
I can see you don't have button eyes, but if you're the same cat, how can you talk?
I just can.
Cats don't talk at home.
No?
Nope.
Well, you're clearly the expert on these things.
Ian McShane voices Babinski. He gives his character a silly, funny accent that makes him very entertaining to listen to.
Secret! Famous jumping mouse circus not ready. Little girl.
Circus? Oh, brought this for you.
Novice here.
British comedy duo French and Saunders voice Forcible and Spink. Their dry wit and charm shines through their performances. They really do lighten the film up at times with their humour.
Give me that cup, April. Your eyes are going.
My eyes? You're blind as a bat.
Oh, now, well, not to worry, child. It's good news. There's a tall, handsome beast in your future.
A what?
Miriam, oh, really? You're holding it wrong.
I'm going to give 5 points to the voice acting in this film. I love the music for this movie. It has to be one of my favourite scores for an animated film. The music has two responsibilities. It has to capture the whimsy and wonder of the fantasy, but it also has to hint at something sinister. It does this superbly, using pretty melodies to provoke feelings of innocence and eerie sounds to inspire caution and apprehension. It's a wonderful music score, and the inclusion of sweet singing voices from time to time is a unique touch to the soundtrack that works in a dark and light context.
Hello? Who's there?
I'm going to give 5 points to the music in this film. To conclude, I think that Coraline is a beautiful, imaginative and creative movie laced with dark undertones and interesting symbolism. It maturely teaches its young audiences to read beyond the surface and be cautious about potential threats, but it also encourages them to respect their parents' responsibilities and not assume that they are the centre of the world. I highly recommend it if you like dark fairy tales, but if you like lighter, fluffier fantasy with more whimsy than scares, then this movie isn't for you. Coraline has gained a total of 25 points, which translates to 5 button strawberries out of 5. And if you enjoy such films as Spirited Away or Labyrinth, then I think this film will be your cup of tea. So, what do you think of Coraline? And what's the scariest animated film that you've seen? Let me know in the comments section below. What am I going to review next? Because, well, my next review is going to be for Halloween itself, so it has to be special. It's too hard to think. I need to refresh my mind. I'm going on holiday.
It's okay, let it out, Jambareeqi. It's okay. Animal scream. Shut the fuck up. I want you to review a movie. It's not about making you watch something horrifying and terrible and awful and evil like Nerd Quest, but then I'll give you a very human interpersonal drama about a boy and his love for his dog. About families struggling together. With lots of eyeballs. It's called Where the Dead Go to Die. Anyway, I have a more high quality caliber people to bother now.
In the next episode, folks, Where the Dead Go to Die. Cheerio.